Your house? A humble wooden hut with a single room, no windows, and a wide open floor plan shared by your family, a few animals, and all the bugs that call your walls home. The aroma in the air is layered. Picture a medley of sour beer, body odor, livestock funk, and something that might be mold but probably isn't worth investigating further. Scented candles don't exist, and even if they did, they'd just melt right into the dirt floor. You try to stretch, instantly regretting it as the icy air bites and your joints scream in protest. At 22 years old, you're considered middle-aged. Your spine creaks like a wagon wheel, and your knees sound like a peasant shaking a sack of gravel. Getting up is a risk in itself. The floor is either damp from last night's rain leaking through your thatch roof, or it's stiff with something the neighbor's chicken left behind. Either way, your bare feet are now officially part of the medieval biosphere. And as for privacy, that concept doesn't exist. Your entire household, including at least one stray cousin who refuses to leave, is rising beside you. No bedrooms, no curtains, no personal space, just one big shared life. Welcome to your morning in medieval Europe, a world where you're never truly alone because rodents, fleas, and 8 other people are always within arm's reach. And that is just the start of your day. It starts here, and somehow it only goes downhill from this point. So you've officially emerged from your itchy, bug-ridden pile of straw that passes for a bed in 1325. Congratulations. Now comes nature's urgent call, and it's not gently tapping at the door, it's banging on it with both fists. This is where you'll start missing modern plumbing. There's no porcelain throne, no toilet paper, no handle to flush, not even that awkward plunger tucked in the corner. Going to the bathroom in the Middle Ages is part scavenger hunt, part group activity, and fully traumatic. If you're a peasant, your restroom is a wooden bucket tucked behind the house, already filled to the brim thanks to Uncle Wolfstan's disastrous turnip binge last night. The smell? Think end of days level pungent. You hold your breath, handle your business, and here's where things go from bad to medieval. You toss it into the street. Yes, the street. You're expected to shout something like, "Gardaloo," before chucking it out the window. That's Old French for watch out below, though most people never react fast enough. Medieval streets double as open sewers, flowing streams of human waste, animal dung, and mystery liquids you'd rather not identify. If you live in a town lucky enough to have public latrines, well done. You get to enjoy shoulder-to-shoulder toilet time with strangers. Privacy? A myth. Ventilation? A cruel joke. You might attempt small talk, just don't inhale too deeply. Toilet paper is a fantasy. Most folks use straw, rags, moss, leaves, or if they're feeling luxurious, a scrap of wool. Sometimes it's nothing at all. This might explain why handshakes weren't quite the norm yet. And if you're in a castle, surely it's better, right? Not really. You might be blessed with a garderobe, a hole in the wall that drops waste straight into the moat. Sounds clever until you realize enemies sometimes climbed up the waste chute during sieges. Yes, people broke in through medieval plumbing. That's how bad things were. Whether you're a peasant or a noble, medieval bathroom time is public, painful, and permanently traumatic. It's cold, it's risky, and it's filthy. One wrong step on a wet stone path, and you're face down in last week's leftovers. And remember, you still haven't brushed your teeth, but we'll get to that horror next. You survived the bathroom gauntlet. Surely you've earned a small treat? A warm breakfast, maybe? Something hearty to lift your spirits? Sorry to disappoint, this is medieval Europe. Comfort is a foreign concept. Breakfast, if you dare to call it that, is a grim ritual. No poached eggs, no sizzling bacon, and definitely no oat milk lattes. Instead, you crouch near the hearth and brace yourself for a bowl of something that looks and tastes like it was scraped off a muddy boot. This is pottage, a thick, goopy stew made from whatever scraps you've managed to scavenge. Grains, roots, sometimes beans if the gods are feeling generous. It's been simmering for days, maybe even weeks, and new ingredients are just piled on top of old ones. It's not a recipe. It's an edible time capsule. Next to it, a slab of bread so tough it could block arrows. It's coarse and dense, made from barley or rye, often stretched with sawdust, crushed acorns, or other fillers, because actual wheat is reserved for the wealthy. This isn't something you slice. It's survive. And what are you washing it all down with? Not orange juice, not coffee. Nope, you're drinking beer. Yes, even at 6 a.m. Why? Because the water is basically a parasite buffet. So weak ale is the drink of choice. Low alcohol, high chance of not killing you. Even children drink it. Dreaming of meat or cheese? Keep dreaming. Those are reserved for feast days or Sunday gifts from a generous lord. Most peasants only eat meat a few times a year. Fresh fruit? Only when it's in season and not already turned to wine. Spices? Forget it. A pinch of pepper costs more than you make in a month. Salt is a treasure, stored under lock and key. So, you chew your gritty bread, sip your medieval beer, and try to ignore the distinct possibility that a rat was sampling your porridge last night. Breakfast doesn't nourish. It simply happens to you. And now that you're properly underfed, it's time to get dressed. Not that it'll do much good. You own exactly one outfit. One. A rough wool tunic or linen shift that's been clinging to your body for months, maybe years. There's no such thing as a wardrobe. Fashion? Ha! You wear the same thing until it falls apart, or until your skin does. Underwear? Optional. Maybe you have a linen undergarment. Maybe you don't. Either way, you're marinating in layers of coarse, sweaty fabric stitched together by someone who probably guessed what sewing was. Forget washing machines. Forget soap. You've got stains, stink, and a scent profile best described as fermented livestock. And if you do want to wash your clothes, get ready to haul water from the river, boil it, scrub your tunic with ash or lye, and pray for a sunny day. Which, let's be honest, is rare. Shoes, if you're lucky. If you have any, they're floppy bits of untreated leather offering all the foot support of a slice of melon. Most folks just go barefoot across mud, dung, and medieval landmines like sharp rocks and festering puddles. Your skin naturally hates you. You itch constantly. Fleas, lice, bed bugs, they live rent-free on your body. Everyone has them. Nobles, monks, toddlers, walking buffets for bugs. No one bats an eye if you're casually scratching your armpit with a kitchen spoon during a chat with the priest. Your scalp is raw, your skin is rubbed red, and if a rash shows up, too bad. There's no cream, no diagnosis. You simply accept that your new medieval companion is scabies, and he's staying for the long haul. Now that you're dressed in misery, it's time to flash that morning smile. Except you won't. Because smiling in the 14th century is a dental death sentence. Toothbrush doesn't exist. Toothpaste? Nope. Mouthwash, floss? Absolutely not. Oral hygiene isn't a routine, it's a myth. Some folks chew on twigs, some rinse with wine or vinegar. But for the most part, your teeth are left to their own rotting devices. By your mid-20s, your smile looks like something excavated from an ancient tomb. Cavities run rampant, gums swell like angry grapes, and what isn't rotted is stained by years of chewing gritty bread and lumpy porridge. Sugar is still rare, mostly a luxury for the upper class. So if you're rich, you rot your teeth fast.